you get the news last night, John, or this morning?
Yeah, no, it was when I woke up this morning, so obviously a pretty good wake up. See the news, really exciting for our team, our group, and no doubt our fan base. So, when Kyle and management, make a move like that, obviously sends a strong message. The belief in the team and what we want to accomplish, and just where we've gotten to this point. So we're really excited about it. I think should be just a real boost. Obviously, with two really solid players and what they bring and what they've accomplished. But just overall, from an energy perspective, anytime you make those type of additions, like I said, sends a strong message and gets the group energized and excited, already on top of where we're at and how we feel about the team before a move like that is made.
Can you give us an idea, John, of what Ryan's like to play against? I mean, we all see it, but what's it like on the ice to play against Ryan?
Yeah, it's, I don't, maybe comparison isn't the best way, but he just has a very similar style to Bergeron, and just the awareness, the hockey sense, the two-way ability, so strong in face-offs. Just an unbelievable competitor, very strong on the puck. Obviously, the leadership qualities. So all those types of things. I think he's got a lot of versatility to his game. I remember first seeing those things in junior hockey when we played against each other. So overall complete player. I think that's extremely competitive. Obviously really shown that in when he won the Stanley Cup, and obviously when he consummate ice, really impressive. So, those qualities obviously will fit in really good with us and set a really good standard, and for guys to feed off of and learn from as well.
How well do you know him personally?
I wouldn't say really close, but just from, certain events, obviously playing against each other in junior. So, and just through, I think being from Ontario and through networks of other guys and whatnot. So, but I wouldn't say extremely close, but definitely have a good relationship with him.
He's another captain as well. What does it mean to have so many leadership types in the race?
Well, I don't think you can ever have enough. So, it's great for me, just because, as I've always said, just because being the captain doesn't mean you have all the answers, and you need different people to lead in different ways. And it's opportunity for me to learn and grow and to absorb what's made him really successful and being a captain, and obviously very successful at that. So, it obviously will, just set another great example in our locker room, and for lots of guys to lean on someone like him with, his skill set, obviously his mindset and experience and what he's accomplished.
What are your impressions of Achari?
Yeah, I think it's, he's a real solid player. I think he's always been very difficult to play against with just the consistency he plays with, the physical nature of the game. But he's obviously shown as well to just be very productive in the role that he plays, and has been able to put the puck in the net and carry play, and just hard on walls, hard on pucks, and being difficult, trying to generate offense against them, defending really strong and really well. So he's just made that competitive element and the physical nature a real staple of his game. And then, I think he's really shown the ability to create offense and produce as well, which is, just makes us that much deeper, and has some really good experience as well. So I think he's another great addition for us too.
John, you've got 8 Southern Ontario guys on the team now, 9 if you count Jake, who's obviously on injured reserve. Does that mean anything, considering all of you guys know the history of this team and the expectations of this team coming in?
Yeah, I mean, you grew up around it, and a lot of guys being fans as kids and whatnot. So I wouldn't say you try to put too much in it, but I think it does give you some perspective on the passion for this team, and how much this city and this fan base loves their Maple Leafs, and want to see us succeed and do something special that hasn't been done in a very long time. So we've got a great opportunity here with a really good team, and it's one day at a time. It's a long journey. So we've been at it since training camp, and it's a game 56 tonight. So I think focus on that and responding from the other night with obviously the excitement of a couple great additions. So, but I just think we're excited about the opportunity and the type of team we have, and obviously what Kyle and management has done to continue to put us in a better spot and show the belief that he has in the group.
John,
Last question.
if Ryan does factor onto your line, what could it mean for your line? And is this possibly the deepest top 6 and even 12 that you've had since you did?
Yeah, it's certainly right up there. I think every year we've had a really strong team since I've been here, and obviously it was, a major component that I saw when I got to free agency was just obviously the nucleus and core of the team, the youth of the team, the talent, but then the depth as well. And as Kyle kind of pointed out to me, how that only continue to evolve and will be consistent year to year, and looking for the opportunities to always to give the team the chance when the team shows the potential. So no doubt we got a lot of depth up front. You add those two players, it instantly makes us a better team. So yeah, and if we do play together, I think just his hockey sense, his awareness, like I said, the competitive element, the plays he can make with the puck, and obviously how he can defend so well because of his hockey sense and his awareness out there with and without the puck. And like I said, the competitive element. Anytime you had someone who's extremely driven, hardworking, passionate about the game, as someone like him, you only feed off something like that. So no doubt, whether it's me or anyone else, he's going to make them better players and make the line productive.
What does it mean to add a player of his caliber, not taking away from Noel, but with Ryan coming in, what does it matter?
Yeah, it's a big move. I mean, they're both good players. They've had good careers, obviously. With Ryan being in St. Louis for the Cup run, that experience is important. But both very good players, so it's a big move for our team.
I'd like to play against both of them.
They're both good players. They play hard. They're two-way players, both of them. They're smart. They work hard. So to add players like that, this time of the year is very important.
Say to the group then, from Kyle's perspective.
Yeah. It's it's a big move for us, and it's a move that as players we look at it and kind of tells us where we're at, and puts everything in perspective in terms of what we're trying to accomplish, and the belief in the team that the organization has, and where we're trying to go, and adding players that can help is a way to kind of tell the players that we're in it, and there's belief, and what we're trying to do is great, and it's going to take a lot of hard work, but when you add players like that, it's both good for the team on the ice, and it's good for the group to kind of tell people where we're at and what we're trying to do.
There's that old saying about having too many chefs in the kitchen, but John said you never have enough captains in that.
Yeah. You want the leadership for sure. I don't think that's an issue, with having too much of that. I think when you add guys that, have been captains on teams, whether it's Gio or Ryan or whatever, I think that's a good thing. You want that experience. You want the character. You want guys who are going to be able to just, come in and, take some time, try to figure out their roles and start playing. And, that's not always the easiest thing for guys to do. So, when you add guys that maybe have that character, maybe that experience of being a leader on a team, that's always a good thing.
Ryan's a guy who's highly respected for his defensive acumen. What do you make of that area of his game, and how does that help you as a defenseman when you've got a forward who is...
Yeah, he's always been a good two-way player, and that's been an area of his game that's always been highlighted in terms of how good he is defensively. So, for our group, I think that's important, and for how he plays and what he brings, that's obviously a big part of what makes him a great player. So, for him, he's just going to come in and play and do his thing, and regardless of what he brings, he's going to make our team better. That's a good feeling.
From an emotional standpoint, what are these days like behind closed doors in the room amongst the guys?
Yeah,
how does it
it's
feel?
fun. Yeah. No, it's cool. I think, I think an easy way to look at it is that your team got better. We added two guys that are good players, and that's a great feeling. The group that we had, prior to this trade, had belief and was motivated to play well and to make the playoffs, and to try to make a playoff run. Then you add players that, in theory, are going to help you do that. it's a good feeling. And I mean, the trade happened last night, and that's kind of when I found out about it. And it makes you very excited about the possibilities of what our group can accomplish. And again, just to have that internal belief, within the organization that we're capable of being a team that can maybe go on a run or at least give us a chance to, is a good feeling.
How did you find out about the trade, and what was your initial reaction?
Yeah, I was actually in bed, winding down, and I actually got like a text from a friend saying, "Did you see that trade?" So, obviously we're all excited about it. With O'Reilly, obviously he's a veteran presence. He's won a cup before, and Achari, I think he's a great player as well, and he's going to bring a lot to this team. So we're all excited for it and looking forward to them getting here.
What sort of message does it send to the group?
Obviously, the management showed that they're invested in us and invested in this year. So it gives us a little spark, and this is crunch time now. 20-odd games left, and then it's playoffs, so we're all looking forward to it.
When you think of your forward group, it was pretty darn good to begin with. Like, how would you describe it now?
Yeah, obviously we were deep before, and just adding these two players makes us even deeper up front. So they both bring an element that I think that we can add to our game. Obviously, O'Reilly has offense, but he's a great shutdown guy as well, and Achari has some offense as well, and he's a good PKer and centerman as well. So, we're all looking forward to both of them being in a lineup soon.
St. Louis, but just not so much like fights or scrums or anything like that. Just the way he is, he has such a good stick. He knocks down pucks. Frustrating sometimes to play against him when he forechecks you and he gets sticks on puck and knocks them out of the air and stuff like that. So he's a really detailed guy and plays the right way.
What message does it send to the group when a trade like this gets made?
Well, I think it's pretty straightforward. I mean, we're a team that believes in ourselves, believes we can we can go a long way, and making additions like that is just management's way of telling us that they feel the same way.
How well, if at all, to know him on a personal level?
Not too well, but I met him a few times. Seems like a great guy. I've actually going back to St. Louis one year, we spent some time together. I think at Kachuk's house at the All-Star game. So he seems like a great guy. Obviously, well respected around the league for sure, and looking forward to playing with him.
And Achari, what's the nation expecting?
Oh, he's a hard guy to play against as well. Really finishes every check on the body a lot. He's one guy for sure. When he's out there, he's out there. He's forechecking. He's always got a good stick and extremely hard to play against. So he's obviously excited to have him as well. And coming in, they're going to be two huge adds for our team.
I remember you saying last year that when you're a Southern Ontario guy or a Toronto guy and you come to Toronto as the visiting team, you really want to beat the Leafs. But now you got like another Southern Ontario guy added to this team. I think you got 7 or 8 or maybe 9 now.
Yeah.
What does that mean to have so many local guys?
Yeah, I think it's great for the organization. I think speaking for myself, but I'm sure some of the other guys too. You take a lot of pride growing up. A lot of us were Leaf fans, but you know what the game of hockey means to the city and the province for sure. So it's exciting. We feel like we have a great team, and we feel like we can do some damage. But adding guys like this just helps us big time.
What does it mean to the the group to be able to swing a trade like this, get a player and maybe 2 players like this, and not have to subtract anyone from the active roster? Yeah,
that's when you hear about trades, the first thing that goes through your mind is who did we lose, and to find out that it was just picks, for us, it's it's nice not to have to lose any guys in this locker room, because I think everyone in here has been a big part of our success so far this season, but just to add 2 more guys without losing any is nice.
Joining a team mid-season, how would you describe what your first full day was like with the new team?
Yeah, it's a crazy first few days, I think, but the excitement level is so high when you, I think especially the situation they were in, they're in an uphill battle to get in the playoffs. I felt like I was in a obviously situation last year where you're not in a playoff race and then you jump right into one. It's really nice as a player to get that excitement and get into a race and be back into the mix like that. So I'm sure they're feeling the same way.
When does the coach get looped in? Did you find out late last night, this morning? yesterday evening? What was your?
Yeah, I found out late last night. Obviously very exciting. I was on my way driving back from my son's hockey game, so I couldn't do too much about it, but yeah, it was exciting. It was tough to sleep, to be honest. It was just, trying to think about all the different, as a coach, all the different options that it presents, and you get excited about it. So I think I'm just like the players, that you're thrilled to be able to make your team better.
How much harder does it make your team to play against by adding guys like this, especially a guy like O'Reilly, who seems like a playoff type guy?
Well, I think there's certain players you could say seem like a playoff guy, and there's certain guys you could say are playoff guys. I think he's done more than enough in his time in the playoffs, and not just the year he wins the Stanley Cup and the Conn Smythe, but you look at it, he's one of the rare guys that actually has a higher points per game in the playoffs than he does in the regular season. So there's a lot that he brings on both sides of the puck. Obviously, Selke Trophy winner and highly respected player defensively. So I think that's where, talk about hard to play against, that's a big part of it. Doesn't give you much on defense and can hurt you on offense, good on face-offs. Smart player, just a veteran guy that can do a lot of things. And that's to say nothing of Achari, who is another guy, just talking to our players today, that's a guy they're excited about Rielly for obvious reasons, but Achari is a guy, when you hear the excitement from them, that speaks to how much they respect his game and how hard he is to play against, and the experience that he has in the playoffs as well, going deep in the playoffs and being a part of battles and playing on good teams. So I think both guys definitely, fit that mold in terms of being hard to play against, valuable teammates. The messages that I've been getting from people all around the league that have experience with them both has been nothing but super positive, and for all those reasons, you're just extremely excited.
Where do you plan to slot in O'Reilly, and when do you expect them to play?
Well, the plan is for both guys to play tonight. I've spoken to them. I think they're in the air right now and making their way here. Both were adamant about playing tonight. Obviously, we play again tomorrow and all of that, but they were both adamant and excited to get right in. And so for that reason, you just you get them right involved. So that's great. And I think what's most exciting for me on the coach side of it, which is why it was difficult to sleep, is you get so many options now with such an abundance of depth at center. And we can do lots of different things. There's people we can move and can play center and wing, including the guys that we've acquired, and that gives me lots of options. So I suspect between now and the end of the regular season, we'll try a number of different things and try to get a feel for what's our best mix, and then B, potential adjustments and different looks that we can throw out depending on what the game or the opponent calls for.
How do you think Ryan would fit next to Tavares?
I mean, he's a great player. He would fit very well, I think, with anyone on our team in any spot in our lineup.
What's the latest on your goaltending situation? You guys called up Shalgren, but
yeah, Shalgren will be here tonight to back up, and Samsonov is feeling better, not quite to the point that he'd be able to participate in the game tonight in either role. So he came in here, got a bit of a skate. He is feeling better, and hope that he gains, more energy and strength throughout the day today, and then we'll make a decision based on, first of all, will he fly with us tonight? Secondly, would he play tomorrow? But our hope is that he can get back up to feeling good enough to playing tomorrow's game, but we'll have to just see how he is throughout the day. So tonight will be Wall and net with Shalgren backing up.
In your conversations with Kyle and Brendan, when did you first sense that this could be a possibility, that the trade, that you could get O'Reilly?
Yeah, I've let those guys do their thing. I've been made aware of different conversations that were being had, or players that were of interest, probably no different than the long list of guys that are out there from various teams. So I'm well aware of different things. I think Kyle and Brendan have been involved in lots of things, but I really don't ask too many questions. I got enough things happening here, and they know where to find me if they want to run something by me. I was not expecting a deal in any way last night, but I discovered they were hard at work all day, and nobody from our management team left the building last night from practice all the way through the end of the night. So it was clear that a lot was happening, and I know Kyle well enough now that because we communicate so much, I know that when he gets quiet, I have a pretty good sense that some things are happening.
Kyle's acquired a lot of big names and big players and captains and things like that through the years, like Rielly and Giordano last year and other guys. Where does this one rate in terms of your level of excitement compared to some of the other additions in the season?
Yeah, I think, I mean, every time the organization invests in your team in terms of adding players and giving you additional depth, you get excited. This is different because you've got a guy with such great versatility, such great pedigree, in particular the most important time of the year in the playoffs. And so when you put all of that together, I think this is very exciting because I think it just gives us another guy that's been through it, and we don't have a lot of those. There's not a lot in the league. It's hard to win. So to have a guy that's not only won a Stanley Cup, not only been a captain, not only won the Selke Trophy, but won, what is, at least for me, the most prestigious and most difficult individual trophy to win, the Conn Smythe, is pretty special. So to add all those things up, this is certainly right up there with as excited as I've been.
The word versatility that you just used, the two guys that come in to play center and wing, but also just you're talking about mulling over the options in your head when you heard about the trades, the opportunity to use those guys in defensive situations to free up other guys in offensive ones. How much does that put this over the top for you?
Yeah, it's big, and the center depth is important. I mean, you look at our division, you look at the depth at center ice, in our division, and I think that for any team, that's really kind of the foundation of your team is down the middle of the ice, and to have those abundance of options of guys that, yes, can play center, can move around, and we already have other versatile guys in our lineup, so we can try different things, and we have enough time here now that getting a little extra time here before the deadline even that's valuable time for us to look at different things. So we'll get to know the players more in terms of how they fit in here and what the mix is like and how it impacts the rest of the group, and make adjustments along the way. So again, that brings a lot of excitement, an abundance of options and opportunities. It makes us certainly more difficult for teams to match up against us, and allows us opportunities to dictate certain matchups and be comfortable how things, regardless of how things shake out. Because we have David Kampf also as a center that we're comfortable playing in tough matchup situations, and to have even more of that, I think is extremely valuable. That's when you're healthy, and then of course to have the extra insurance in the event that something happens. I mean, obviously we've been through this before in the playoffs where we lost a key center and a key player for us, and it's difficult to overcome that. So to have the additional options and insurance is really important.